In this video, we're going to be going through adding drivers via a vendor pack import. And we will start off by going to our Smart Imager console. And we're going to choose console and then driver capture. Now we're going to have three options. We're going to have a remote, a local, and a vendor pack import. The one we want to choose is the vendor pack import. And here you may be tempted to select a manufacturer or type in the model yourself. But I'm going to ask you to hold and just type in the model right in the search tool here, right? So if we type in T480, for instance, and then we will get the ThinkPad T480 that we'd be looking for. And you'll notice that it fills in the manufacturer and how that manufacturer is marked in the BIOS. So in this case, the manufacturer is marked via a Win32 computer system product version in the BIOS, which is a WMI query. You'll notice if I go to a different manufacturer, for instance, so if I type in 800 and let's say G4, and I grab a Elite Desk Tower, you'll notice that the Win32 class is different because HP marks theirs or differentiates theirs via the Win32 baseboard class. All right, so let me go back to my T480, grab my ThinkPad there, and you'll also see that it shows me exactly where that vendor pack is coming from, so it gives me a URL. This is helpful if I wanted to download that directly from my workstation, because maybe my browser on my server or this download area is blocked via the network policy. So I could actually download it via my workstation and then copy it over to the server. And let me show you that now. And I'm going to show you using a different model. What we're going to do is we're going to type in a T490. And you'll notice I don't get any hits here, right? I can get it for the T480, but not for the T490. And yet I know T490 is actually a valid system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at T490. I'm going to find something close, in this case the T480, but I'm going to change this from the T480 to T490, and then I'm going to search for the actual driver pack. So I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to search for Lenovo T490 SCCM driver pack. And I'm going to hit enter, and I'm just going to go to the second hit here, and I can actually search around and find which one it actually was. And you'll notice I have a bunch of hits here for SCCM driver packs. In this case, I don't see the T490, just the T460. So I'm going to go back and choose the top level one, and let's see if that's the right link. And it is. So it's the T490 and a bunch of other models as well. And you'll see that I have a README file here, and this README file is very small, but I have the actual SCCM package, and that's the one I want, and it's quite large. It's 1.2 gig. So this is the one I'm going to want, and I'm going to go ahead and choose download here, and I'm going to download this SCCM driver pack to my system, and you can see it's downloading right here. So I'm going to push pause on the video now until this downloads, because this actually looks like it's going to take a couple minutes. All right, it looks like our download has completed successfully, and we see it right down here. We're going to go to our downloads folder, and we're going to see it right here. And this is an executable. Keep in mind, different manufacturers will actually have different types. For instance, HP also uses executables. Dell uses CAB files. Microsoft uses MSI files. What we now need to do is we now need to copy this over to our Smart Imager server, and we're going to put that in a very special place on our Smart Imager server. So here I've opened up a file explorer and I've remoted over to my Smart Imager server. I want to go to Program Files, search Smart Imager repositories, and then Uploads. And I want to place that file directly into the Uploads folder. So I'm just going to copy it straight over there. Now, once that's over, I can then go back to my Smart Imager console. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to browse now to that file. And now I see it, and you can see I put it in Uploads because when I click Browse, it's actually going to send me there. So I'm going to select the Select button, and click OK, and you'll now see that my model, I've told it to T490, and the vendor file, I said go get this executable, and now I'm ready to click Start Import, and it will go ahead and import just as if it would if I used the URL directly. Now this is actually going to take a couple minutes because it's so large. 1.2 gig is quite large for a driver pack, so I'm going to give it a couple minutes to go through, but in the meantime I would like to show you that driver pack is being built on the console itself. So if I look over here and I look for a T490 and I search for that, nope, looks like it wasn't registered as a T490. Let me look for Lenovo. See what I can find. No. All right. Let me see how it was registered. And oh, it was put in as a T480. Okay. So what I want to do here, and you'll notice that there's no drivers yet in this pack, and you can see drivers, there's none. If I go to compatibility and I look at what is applied here, it'll say the ThinkPad T480. This is important that I actually looked and found this. If I click on the T480 and look at that compatibility, so it'll tell me that Win32 computer system product equals T490. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the compatibility. So I'll click here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name on the compatibility. I don't want to change the compatibility itself because I know that is correct. So I'll go ahead and change that to 490, click Update, and then I'll change the name up here as well and click Save. And so now that's a T490. So the compatibility is right. So now I'll just go back to the driver packs. And again, I will look for the 480, which is how it was registered. And this is the one I want, the ThinkPad T480. And after it's done, which I know it's not because it's actually still building, then I'll change the name. But I kind of want to leave it as it is until the system is done making that driver pack entirely. So I'm going to go ahead and push pause on the video here while that driver pack is being made, and then I'll go ahead and change the name. All right, it looks like our driver pack has finally been made, and we can go ahead and look for it now. So if we go down, and I have renamed it to the T490, and if I look in the drivers, I now see what drivers are added in there. Everything is done. I still need to publish it, and I still need to add it to a build. So I'm going to choose builds here, add it to my default build, click Save. If I don't add it to the build, I can't actually image any computers using this driver pack. And now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and publish driver packs. This will go ahead and wrap up the driver pack one more time and make it available for use. As always, if you have any questions, please hit us up at contact@smartimager.com. And help is always free. Just hit us up at support@smartimager.com.